Hi, I'm Chisem. I'm studying new media at Kadir University and I'm making this video for my final project for the lesson of Internet and Mobile Marketing. So to begin with, I'm going to talk to you about wearable advertising, what it is about exactly. And to begin with, I'm going to give a brief summary before I'm talking about the whole project, whole details. Firstly, I'm going to talk to you about what is wearable advertising, its description, and after that I'm going to talk to you about its application areas, and I'm going to talk to you about after that the facts and figures. And following that, I am going to present you four simple cases. Normally I was supposed to present you, but I like all of them, so I'm just going to talk to you about short by short. And at the end, I would like to talk to you about a brief information about what we expect, what are we going to expect for in the future. Okay. Okay. So firstly, as you can see from the slide, what is wearable advertising? What do you think of it when you think of the word Apple Watch, or what do you think of when you hear the word Google Glass? Most of the people even doesn't know what they mean, but for the ones who knows, it means everything right now. So, as you can see, the release of Apple Watch, Google Glass, and similar tools have made this advertising campaigns even more popular than ever. Why is that, you may think? So, it is because of this. It is simply because of the need of making the mobile experience even stronger. And as you already know, mobile has become the more powerful tool even from the test desktop. According to many researchers, I'm going to show you in the following slide, most of the people have started to use mobiles than desktops. So this need of usage, this popularity have resulted in new technology areas such as this one. And these types of advertising campaigns or tools are supported by some tools that are altimeters, GPS models, etc. They have to support it with, by these tools. And what they offer, in fact, they offer data, and you can use this data in many areas. So let's pass to them. Okay, so what are the main application areas of wearable advertising? We have four. Just for now, I think it's going to be augmented with the technology, with the evolution of technology. We have social media, we have data and analytics, we have online advertising, and we have app development. So what are these, for example? So when we focus on I'm also looking my notes. For the social media, as you know, from how users consume, share, and interact with content to the new ways in which you can reach consumers, the entire industry will undergo dynamic shifts. What does it mean? When we use our Apple Watch or when we use Google Glass, we are using some data and we interact with the customers or we interact with the people. So Apple Watch or the similar tools that even Samsung have one or the other brands have one, they have to use social media to get in touch with the customers. It is really important about that. And when we focus on the data analytics, it's really important because even when we run, Apple Watch is recording that, or when we swim, maybe in the future, Apple Watch will record that, or maybe, for example, when you're in the surgery, Google Glass will record it and just the image will pop up in front of you as an imaginary one. It is really about that. And when we focus on online advertising, it's really important because as this technology evolves, as this technology develops, more and more data will appear in front of you. So you're going to use it for your social media tools and you're going to use it for your online advertising campaigns. So in fact, all of these are linked to each other. And imagine that you're running or like you're just looking some VR stuff, you're always using all of them. And just for a moment. And for the app development, it's really important because it's still this advertising area is still in process. So you have to develop your skills more and more. You have to develop your applications more and more. So with the upcoming data, with the upcoming social media analytics, and with the upcoming online advertising campaigns, I think that in my opinion, experts will use them at the end to develop more and more developed applications. So let's look to the facts and figures. According to the research made by PwC, they said that parents are early adopters. As you can see, 62% are parents and 41% are non-parents. Actually, this may vary because in the following slide I'm going to show you a different one. And in the second section, PwC again says that wearables make you chatty. If wearable technology is part of everyday life, would you expect to interact with people more? And they say that in 2014 it was 10% for the usage, but right now it's 33%, and I think it's going to be rise more and more. Imagine you're using Tinder on your Apple Watch and you're interacting with people. When you do that, it means rejecting or it means approving. It can be happening, right? It's in the future anyways. So, and for the final vision of PwC, they say that health is the primary reason for wearables. And as I mentioned with the example of Google Glass, it's the real fact. Let's pass the other analytics. So, the wearables market exceeded in 2 billion in 2015. We hit almost 3 billion this year and over 4 billion in 2017. And 1 in 6 consumers currently own and use wearable tech. I think it might be true, but not in Turkey right now. We will see. And wearable owners are also more likely to be upper middle class and above. 29 of wearable owners make more than 100,000 a year. I think it's quite a fact because it's right now for people it's a luxury thing. It's expensive. Like if you think about Turkey, it's really expensive, but maybe in America it may be cheaper when we compare the the euro and Turkish lira. And growth in the wearable market is expected to increase 35% by 2019. Remember I said 33? Now they expect 35. So we will see about that. And most people who use wearable tech are young. 48 are between 80 and 34, and 71% of 16 to 24-year-olds want wearable tech. I think it varies because in the previous slide they were talking about the majority of parents who use wearable tech, but right now they say they are young. So I think it may vary depending the country and depending the region. And for the final facts and figures side, they are quite important. That's why I put them at the final. Smartwatches will lead the wearables market. So Google Glass instead of Apple Watch and stuff. So they accounted for 59% of wearable sales in 2015 and are estimated to grow to 70% of sales in 2019. It's quite a good number, I think. And companies are beginning to test wearables in basic use cases like workplace security access, employee time management, and real-time employee communication. As you can see, the fields of this usage thing are getting wider and wider. And over 50 billion internet-connected devices will exist worldwide with 2020. So I think it's going to happen as well. So let's pass to the case examples. So normally, yes, I said I was going to present 2, but I'm going to present 4 because they are quite good. So I think maybe you can understand what they are meaning. This is Google Glass, this is Atasai, this is Rift, and this is Apple Watch. So when we look through them, as you can see, I put brief information. You can find the slide. I will put the link for you. I'm just going to talk to you with the slide because I want you to see the images as well. So Google Glass is quite popular right now. Why is that? They have started to use this application, this project, in their surgery. So what they do? Surgeons have already live streamed demonstrations to other physicians around the world using the augmented reality, which to the eyes of the surgeons has image superimposed over the model, showing step-by-step illustrated procedures in the display of their screens. So, and the research continues to say that doctors even use Google Glass to record surgeries and to access patient records. It's really important for the health sector. Remember what PwC say? So it's quite good for the health sector. And I think in the future also they say that they are going to use this for MRI things, so they can hologram the the inside of the patient as an imaginary one. And when we pass the Atasai, it's really good project, I think, because I think it's the first time we see something like that for the wearable technology in Turkey. So I came across with this news in the Webrazi. It's a quite popular blog in Turkey. So Atasai has released this project for both female and male customers. And you can buy a jewelry, you can buy a necklace or something like that, and you can put whatever you want on that as a digital one. You can put your text, you can put your image or something like that, and you do that by using a technological tool. So it's really quite personal and quite privileged, I think, and they have become quite popular with that. And for the Rift, for many, I think most of you know, Rift um had started this campaign on Kickstarter, and they have become popular. But I'm going to talk to you about another project of Rift. They released this casino thing like 3D roulette, so they use this roulette, okay, but it's still free, so I think it's really quite good for them. So to sum up, besides Apple Watch, I think that Google Glass is one of the most inspiring projects that I have come across in this sector ever. And as one expert said again, physicians experimented with the device at hospitals all around the world right now, and it's going to be used more and more in all of the regions. This eyewear device is completely hands-free, and it is using the voice activation and augmented reality to project data into the field of vision of the wearer. And I would like to mention one point as well. Maybe you wondering what gamification is. So Apple Watch and the other devices have started these projects so that people can use the apps more and more. With the gamification, for example, if you are going to a fitness center, you can use an app that is founded for this hard store or for the fitness center, and you may check your weight, you may check your calories and stuff, and you can compete with your friends. So it is, I think, both good and bad, because it may turn out to the episode of Black Mirror, or even such a good thing. Because okay, we love gamification, we love to compete with each other, but what if it never ends? What if you become zero size? So it's really bad and good at the same time. But I think it's a good thing, and I think it's connected with loyalty programs as well, because you use the app all the time to lose your weight or to check your balance and stuff. And at the end, like as I mentioned, band-aid and e-sticking will be more and more important. And these are the sources that I use. As you can see, I'm going to put them at the end of the slide. So thanks for listening. I'm sorry I'm talking too fast, especially in English, because I get too excited, but it's okay. So I think you get the point. Wearable advertising is, I think, one of the most evolving areas right now, if you talk about digital media or if you talk about advertising, basically. And I think that we are going to come across with more and more good projects such as Apple Watch or Google Glass. So thanks for listening. Bye.